This t-shirt kind of sums up how I am at the moment. I feel very wrinkly and emotionally scrumpled. This week has been a plateau, I think I would say. I'm feeling a bit bad in general, but that's not just the weight loss. I'm going through a lot of changes at the moment. Also collecting more and more beard because I packed my electric razor and I thought I was going to have my keys last week to my new flat, but I didn't. And then I couldn't be bothered to unpack my electric razor. So it's becoming more and more beardy at the moment. Let me know. Do you like the beard? Do you not like the beard? If you do not like the beard, I don't care. It's none of your business. The point of this channel and these videos is to be honest and open. This week I'm feeling a little low. I'm decoupling from my partner of 6 years and I'm in the last couple of days before I get the keys. I move into my new flat and then things are pretty much done and dusted. I've been yo-yoing kind of mentally this week. I'm excited towards the fresh new start, but I'm sad that things have come to an end. Now, I've known that things were coming to an end for a while. The relationship has been over for 3-4-ish months now, and we were just working things out and figuring out what needed to be done, who needed to be told, that kind of thing, whilst also respecting each other's boundaries and stuff. But Alan, why are you talking about it on the internet? I'm not actively, I've not made a video that says, my ex-partner is blah, 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 blah. The point of these videos is for me to look back and see my progression. I also want to be honest and open because life happens to people. And if you're on these jabs and if you're going through life, then you want to know that you're not the only one that's having these life-changing things whilst trying to lose weight or trying to kick an addiction or whilst trying to change your life trajectory or whatever it happens to be. So I wanted to be open and honest. So this week I've maintained, basically been hovering around 24.2, which was what I was at last time I hopped on the camera for an update. I'm feeling good that basically that's, 2.5-3 stone down overall. But at the moment, as I said, I'm dealing with the kind of mental stress and struggles. I just need a couple of nights where I can just close my eyes, I can turn off my brain, I can reset everything, and I can focus on moving forward with my mental state. And I've been doing okay with that over the last few weeks, but as you get closer and closer to an actual move date, when you get closer and closer to actually holding the keys to the new property, which is a rental, I'm not, I'm not flush. I'm not going to go out and buy a house on a whim. I knew that I was moving house for the last couple of months. I've been hunting for the last few weeks, and I think it just drives it home when you're buying that bed, when you're eyeing up what curtains go into the new place. In my case, I'm pretty much moving bare bones, so I need to get plates, knives, forks, sofas, fridge, freezer, literally everything. So hey, if you want to smash that super thanks button and donate £1,000, I'm joking. But I'm proud of myself that in the past, this kind of stress would have triggered chronic binge eating. It would have triggered, I think we've all reached it at some point where you're already fat and in your head you're like, oh fuck it, what's another couple of pounds? Oh fuck it, what's the point of me eating healthy at the moment because I feel like shit and I don't care. And instead of you making the healthy choices, you dive into your bad habits. And instead of it being a bad habit for an evening, it extends into a bad habit of 3, 4, 5 days, 2 weeks, that kind of thing. And then you kind of undo the good work that you've done. There's nothing wrong with having bad days, right? As long as you don't turn that day into weeks and months, because then you're causing more damage to yourself than anything else. As I said, I'm in this weird dichotomy. That's a big word for a Monday morning. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for my fresh start, my clean slate, my new beginning. I love my kids. I will get to see my kids as much as I wish on regular basis. I'm not being blocked from that. I get to watch my own programs again. I get to enjoy things that would normally bore the living crap out of my ex-partner. I'll be able to watch my Formula One. I'll be able to sit there and have like the Tour de France on TV for 4 to 6 hours where I'm not actually really watching. I'm just kind of, it's in the background as background noise because let's be honest, Tour de France is very much like Formula One. You're only really watching it for the start, the end and possibly crashes. I'm looking forward to being able to put my own stamp on my own property, because as you do in relationships, you compromise with what you do or don't like in a house, color schemes or furniture. I'm going to be very lucky that at the age of 40, I'm going to have an income that supports myself, that I have a property that's to myself, and then I can invite whoever I wish into my bubble. I'm not now, and nor have I ever been, the kind of person to be a constant socialite that goes out and finds a new woman every Friday. That's not me. I'm looking forward to my ADHD bubble where I can invite my friends in, I can relax, I can see my kids, I can get a TV and play on a Nintendo Wii. You know, simple life with no dramas. Jab-wise, I'm still on the 10 milligrams. I'm halfway through that pen now. I'm finding the suppression on the 10 milligrams more instant, I guess the word happens to be. But as long as, just like the previous weeks, as long as you're not being stupid, as long as you're not eating loads amount of heavy stuff before you take the jab, as long as you're not eating loads amount of heavy stuff after you've taken the jab for the first 48 hours, I'm not really having any issues. Overall, my weight is going down. I very much feel the change in my health. I'm much more active. I feel lighter. I want to move more. I have the urge to move more. I got to a point when I was my heaviest that I wouldn't even consider the effort of walking to the local corner shop. Not that it's far, and not that it was tiring. My brain would just be like, I can't be bothered. And the thing that was all kind of drummed into us during COVID is that you can get stuff delivered, and that's amplified over time because, yeah, I can get anything delivered to my front door. But I find myself more mobile, more engaged, and where I'm living in my new property in the next couple of weeks, everything's kind of closer to me anyway. There's no point in me getting an Uber delivery or a Deliveroo or where it happens to be. I can literally hop out my house and walk to a shop in 2 to 3 minutes without any problems. And those kind of little things will add up that, once again, I'm more active than I was, which means I burn more calories than I used to, which makes me feel better, which makes me wish to get out more and more. I've also been making sure that I'm on top of my antidepressants in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, because I had, I'll be honest, been slipping on those. And on top of those, has been making sure that I take like multivitamins to make me feel a bit better physically. I think this week can be summarized in, it's a work in progress. And just because number doesn't go down doesn't mean that you're not making progress. I have reacted better this time round than I would have done 3-6 months ago. I've reacted better to stress this time round than I certainly would have done 2-3 years ago. I'm building up resilience and I'm building up the beard. How are you this week? How do you deal with stress? And have you gone through such a life change, such as moving, splitting with a partner? Please let me know. I'd love to know. And if you want more support, remember, it's a link in the description, and there's a little QR code somewhere around here for the support group that I have started on WhatsApp. We passed over 60 active users in the last few days. So if you want help, if you want recipe ideas, if you want just accountability and friends, then check out that group. I'm Alan. I'm losing it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with however long it takes. Are you?